Okay, so in the last video we saw how the SQL interfaces and actually saw the output of how certain queries are executed. In this video, let us look at how foreign keys work and what happens when we execute them. So take a look at this. I have already gone ahead and created a table called company, which has a CID or company ID, which is a primary key, and a manager associated with that CID, which is my parent table. Now I have also created a child table called employees, which has an employee ID, which is my primary key, employee name, the DOJ, which stands for the date of joining the company, CID, which refers to the company ID from the first table. So now what happened is this CID was declared as an integer, and after I declared all my columns, I said foreign key, which is my CID, references company, the main table's CID column. So let's take a look at how this would be executed. So let me go and type select star from employees so we can see what data is there in it. So now we can see I have inputted 3 employees here with the following IDs, names, date of joinings, and the company IDs associated with them. Now let me also take a look at my company column, or the company table, sorry, and let's see what's stored in that. So I have 3 managers, one for each of the CIDs. Now why is foreign key important? Let's look at that first. So when I was declaring my child table, I said that the CID in the child table references the CID of the parent table. So let's say I tried to insert into my employees table a value, let's say 329, Jack, let's say the date of joining is 2025 or 322, and let's say I try inputting a company ID such as 109, which does not exist. This would raise an error, because what happens is the computer is cross-checking that this number exists in my company table. Since it does not, it will raise an error. If however, let me just copy this so that we can work faster. Let's say that my company table had let's say had the number 109, and let's say a manager associated with that as Rahul, and I executed this, after which I tried inserting my new value in the employees table with a company ID 109. This would work perfectly fine. So this is why foreign keys are important, because they help in ensuring that when you are inserting values into a table which is dependent on another table, there is a particular integrity which is enforced there to make sure that you do not enter incorrect or invalid data over there. Let's now perform some more queries. Let's say that I want to select all the employees whose date of joining is 2020. So how would you do that? Let me go back here and write select star from, or let's just select the names of the employees. So let's say select name from employees where DOJ where DOJ like, let's say 20-25%, and let's put a semicolon there and execute this. So I can see now that there's only one employee who joined in the year 2025, which we had added just recently. Let's say I wanted to look at all the employee names of the employees who joined before 2025. The way I would do that is I would write where DOJ less than 2025 0101, and let's remove the percentage symbol from here and execute this. So now what I did was I checked who are the employees who joined before the 1st of January 2025, which is the start of the 2025 year. So whoever has joined before that would have a date before that. So based on that, this query worked, and I can see the following 3 employee names. Now there are multiple ways that you could play around with queries and do tasks on them, but this was an important part of understanding exactly why foreign keys are important. Now let's create another table, or let's say I want to update the values of the company IDs in my company table. How would that look? So first let's just quickly look at all the data that I have right now in both my tables. So let's say select star from employees and execute this. I can see all my employees, and let's say select star from company and execute this as well. So now that I have all my data, we can see that we have 4 company IDs. And now let's say I update my company columns company ID. So let's say I say update company set CID is equal to, let's say, 120, where CID is, let's say, 101, and let's execute this. Now why does this not work? Well, the reason this does not work is, if you remember the last video that we had, we talked about on update cascade and on delete cascade. So here we have not set the foreign key as on update cascade, which means that if there was a change made to the parent table, it would not be reflected on the child table, and since both of them are linked, it would lead to a problem. So this is why the on update cascade and on delete cascade are important depending on what work you are doing, and it's just good practice to have that.